Hello and welcome to Mollie's Motif. This is Emily, and today I'm going to be putting together a card for the Linky party that's going on over at Craft and Desert Divas, Say It With Sentiments. And I came across a stamp set at Joann's almost a year ago. It was on clearance for 97 cents, and I had to snag it up. And it's a cafe mocha stamp set, and I don't drink coffee, but there's a saying in here that I had to buy this stamp set because the sentiment, it says, I don't have a problem with caffeine. I have a problem without caffeine. And I just loved it. I thought that was so applicable because I am a huge Diet Coke lover. I love Diet Coke, especially with lime. And the recent fad right now is Diet Coke with coconut syrup. They call it a dirty Coke or a jacked up Coke. But anyway, that's why I bought this stamp set. But this is a fun stamp set. It's got a bunch of different coffee mug images. Some of the sayings, there's coffee run, tea, coffee, hot chocolate. I do love hot chocolate. Tea time, you're the cream in my coffee. I don't do mornings until I've had my coffee. And I like you a latte. So there's some really fun sayings on here for the coffee lover in your life. But like I said, I don't drink coffee, but I do love the Diet Coke. So I'm going to be incorporating, I don't have a problem with caffeine. I have a problem without caffeine. So that's the one that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to be pulling an image from the Christmas Cheer cartridge. I've had this one for a few months. I know it's one of the first ones that came out, one of the first cartridges that came out, but I've only used one other image off this. So today I'm going to be pulling from page 126. It's the hot chocolate or coffee mug image that I'm going to be using on my card. And this one was kind of, it was a little tricky for me to figure out the layering on it, but what I found out is you basically just need to cut the main image out of your brown or the color of your coffee or hot chocolate, and then you cut your shift layer in two different colors. You cut the color of your mug that you want, and then you cut it in the color of like the cream or the milk swirl along with, you know, the color that you want to do your vapor. So I did, and I've put my coffee mug together already, but so the base cut I just did out of the brown, and that's the only thing that's going to show through on that base cut. And then your shift, I got my aqua green coffee mug, and then I cut it again, the shift image, and I cut it out of kind of a shimmery, shiny cream color, cream or white color. And then you just kind of fit it in like a puzzle piece and just kind of secure it in there. And then when you can cut out your black out so that, you know, you have something to glue it to. And then my vapor, here are my two vapors, or the steam or whatever you want to call it, and that's out of the same color. So I hope that makes sense. It was a little tricky for me to figure out, but you know, you play around with it enough and you kind of, you will figure it out. It just sometimes takes a little bit longer. So that's the image I'm going to be using, and I did cut this at a size 5 because I wanted it to be, you know, the main focal point of my card. So with that, I'll just go ahead and go through. I have a base. It's kind of a cherry red A2 size card, and I have gone ahead and rounded the corners with my Hobby Lobby large corner rounder, and I've done that on all of my mats and papers. All my corners are going to be rounded on this card. So I've just started out with that basic A2 size card, and then I have kind of a peach mat that will be my base mat, and I went ahead and embossed that mat with the curl ribbon embossing folder from the Paper Studio at Hobby Lobby. So it turned out really cute. I like it a lot. So that'll be down on the card. And then all my pattern paper is coming from a paper pack I found at Big Lots. It was for $2, and it's from Basic Gray. Just a 6x6 paper pack. It's called Paper Cottage, and this has some really fun, cute papers in it. Just kind of flip through. Fun colors. Love the colors. Browns and oranges and reds and the aqua, the green. Oh, that's just so cute. So, and pinks. Love pink. So this was a really fun paper pack. I'm glad I came across this one at Big Lots. So that's where my pattern paper is going to come from. And I'm going to start with just, I'll measure everything and put it on the screen. I don't have the measurements off the top of my head, but I'll measure everything out and put it on the screen so you can see what I've done. But I'm just going to go ahead. I've cut another mat out of the base card, that red color. And then here's some of that fun pattern paper. And that'll go almost centered on the card. And then I've got another red mat, and then another piece of that pattern paper, and this one's going to go a little off center towards the bottom there. And then I've cut from mini monograms, I cut a scallop circle and a circle, and these were cut at 3 inches, and I'm going to just slide that behind, just like that. And then my little mug that I showed you before, I did emboss this, and this was an embossing folder from Cuttlebug. It's called Birds and Swirls, and this is a fun, I've never used this one. I've had it for quite a while and I've not used it, so I was excited to pull that one out, and I think it looks pretty cute as a coffee mug detail. So that'll go down at the bottom there of my centered mat. And here are my steam or vapor or the hotness, I guess. That'll go down right there. And then my sentiment, I don't have a problem with caffeine. I have a problem without caffeine. I'm going to put that down at the bottom. And I think what I'm going to do is kind of do a bubble up by putting the foam tape just on the center on the back, and then having the middle popped up, but then the two ends are going to be secured flat down. So I think I'm going to give that a try. So this is the basic layout of my card, kind of what I'm going for. So I'll get it put together, get it finalized, and then I'll come back and show you everything, the inside, and how it all came together. Okay, so here's my finished card. I've got it all put together, and I did use some foam tape, of course, love foam tape, to pop up some of the mats just to give some more dimension. So this middle mat here, I've popped up on 1 thickness of foam tape, but the rest of my mats are just flat. And then I did pop up my coffee mug on 1 thickness of foam tape, but then I did need to go ahead and put 2 thicknesses of foam tape underneath my steam, my little steam swirls, just to even it out. And then my sentiment, I went ahead and tacked down the ends with glue dots, and then did put that 1 piece of foam tape in the center. So it does have kind of a little bubble effect, which I like. So that's how the outside card turned out. And then the inside, I kept it very simple. I just cut another piece of that peach mat. I didn't emboss it or anything because I need it smooth to be able to write. And then I did put just a thin piece of orangey peach ribbon to counteract the 2 papers, and just some more of that pattern paper from that fun paper Cottage pack. And on one of the pattern papers there was this big flower, so I just cut around it and put it down there kind of as an embellishment, so that worked out pretty well. So very simple on the inside, but I think it turned out pretty cute. I'm thinking about sending this to my sister because she does drink coffee, and it might just be kind of a fun little card to send her, just, you know, a just because card. But I do like how it turned out. So I hope that you were able to join us over at the Linky Party at Craft and Desert Divas, and just use any sort of sentiment. The Linky Party is say it with sentiments. So there's so many stamp sets out there. That's probably going to be one of the hardest decisions to make, is which sentiment to use. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. I would appreciate you stopping by my blog to take a look at some other projects of mine, and leave any comments or feedback for me. It'd be great, and we will catch you next time.